Oh my gosh, I just got a notification that a price drop just happened on Klarna. Yes, queen!
And I want to talk to you guys about my favorite shopping app today. It's called Klarna.
The Klarna app.
The Klarna app. The Klarna app.
I am teaming up with Klarna.
I'm the brand
and
ambassador.
shopping.
Download the Klarna app.
Download the Klarna app.
Download the Klarna app.
Download the app.
So I downloaded the Klarna app. Time to get scammed. Hey, what's up, impressionable LGBT youth? My name's Danger Von Danger, and today I want to talk to you about Klarna. But not in a good way. They have partnered with WoW Presents and also several of the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race to create probably the most aggressive and off-putting ad campaign in gay history. Now I'll admit, I'm a little bit late to the party. It looks like the official campaign ended a couple weeks ago, based on this post by Violet Chachki, which says, "So sad the campaign's over," but she's still promoting them, so I guess it's not over. This post from Asia O'Hara says, "Yes, I still shop with Klarna." It's a sponsored post and it's only from a few days ago, which means, yes, Klarna is still around actively promoting all these queens, and I think it's safe to say that they're not going anywhere. For those of you out of the loop who may not know what Klarna is, I envy you. So Klarna it's sort of like, well, you know what? How about I let your favorite drag queens explain it for me?
Basically what it is shop now, pay later.
You can pay in 4 easy installments.
The first payment you make when you buy, and the other 3 payments are taken out every 2 weeks without any interest and without any fees.
Yes, so Klarna is a pay later app where you give them access to your bank account, and then when you go shopping online, they'll give you a loan to buy whatever you want, provided that you pay them back later in 4 installments. If this concept sounds familiar to you, it's also called being a loan shark. Now, Klarna is definitely not the first or even the most popular of these pay later scams, I mean companies, but they are the only one that seems to be like aggressively targeting queer youth, and that seems pretty scummy to me. So today we're gonna dive deep into the Klarna app. That's right, I'm an investigative journalist now. Just like Nellie Bly. And for you gays who don't know who that is, I'm like Sarah Paulson in season 2 of AHS. So when you create an account with Klarna, all you have to do is give them your email and then they'll send you a login link, which is pretty easy, although I will say that they do warn you that sometimes these emails go to your spam folder, so that does not bode well. The app itself is pretty much what you'd expect. There's a shopping tab, which has a link to a bunch of stores. There's a feed tab, which just has a bunch of clickbait articles, like this one. Bags that'll impress the TSA, which I clicked on, and no, TSA agents who have a lot more things to worry about will not be impressed by your $40 LL Bean tote. Oh look, here's some familiar faces. This is an article all about the Shop Like a Queen campaign. You know, the one they made that fake web show for, where Violet and Naomi totally bought outfits with Klarna that somehow arrived the same day. The makeup's the exact same. You're not fooling anyone, WoW Presents. If you want to scam your fan base, at least put some effort into it. Just to be clear, Klarna believes in inclusion and that everyone should have the equal right to shop like a queen, not only if you are a drag queen. It's kind of a weird disclaimer, right? Where they have like straight men calling in and being like, "Oh, I used your app and I saw the shop like a queen hashtag and I feel excluded." Although to be fair, I wouldn't put it past straight men to do that. But still, it's like weird, right? What piques my interest the most is these ghost cards, because it sounds spooky.
Ghost card may sound spooky, but it's actually really nice.
So a ghost card is a loan. It's basically like a one-time use gift card where you tell them the amount you want to spend, and then they put a hold on your bank account. Why the hell do people use this? Let's click on Learn More. That takes us to a page of FAQs, the first of which is, what is pay later in 4 with Klarna? And it's just the same thing that we keep hearing. It splits your payment into 4 installments over the course of every 2 weeks. Here they claim there is no interest, no fees, and no catch. Well that's interesting, because right here it says, if a scheduled payment fails and after 2 retries we can't process the payment, a bounced payment fee may apply.
No fees.
A bounced payment fee.
No fees. No fees.
And without fees. And without any fees.
Cool, so that was a lie. Let's go ahead and start a fee counter right here. So we're at 1 fee. That's 1 more than keeps being promised to us. The next FAQ is, this is too good to be true. How is this free? That's what I've been dying to know. Really, we charge no fees to use this product. Hold on, because the fee counter is at 1. So how do you explain that? Well, because technically this is true. They say that there is no fee to use the product, meaning to begin using the product, you do not have to pay a fee. And that's how they get away with claiming there's no fees, because with the way they phrase it, it's technically not a lie. However, it is intentionally misleading, which, while maybe not illegal, is a really shitty thing to do. It's also how they can get away with claiming there's no hidden fees, because technically all the fees are listed on the app somewhere. Of course, to find out about these fees, you have to download the app, create an account, get to the point where you're about to take out a loan from them, where you're one click away from them placing a hold on your bank account. Then you gotta click the tiny learn more link, then you gotta scroll through the long list of FAQs until you happen across the answer which briefly mentions the fee. And then yeah, anyone can see it. I know that by legal definition, this is not a hidden fee, but it sure does seem like they tried their very best to hide it, don't you think? Okay, back to how is this free. It says here that the merchant pays us a fee. So Klarna is claiming that they make money by partnering with these stores, and then the stores pay them, because... The next FAQ is, where can I use the ghost card? And the answer is, everywhere. Wait a second, everywhere? But I thought Klarna had a partnership with their merchants, and then the merchants paid them a fee. Just search for your favorite store in the search bar and use your card when you're ready to check out. So you're telling me you can go to any store you want that's not even in Klarna's catalog, and then Klarna will bill them just so you can buy something from them? I think if I owned an independent online store and someone bought something from me, and then I got a bill from Klarna saying that I had to pay them, I would say no. And also, fuck you. At this point, I'm just confused. I don't understand how any of it works, so I literally just Googled how does Klarna make money. And the best result I could get, other than the fees that it charges its users, is that it operates as a service to process online payments, similar to something like PayPal. So it does make sense that a company like Amazon would pay Klarna to process their transactions for them, because they know that through Klarna, they get the full total upfront, and they don't have to worry about a customer, say, paying with credit and then not being able to pay off the bill afterwards. With Klarna, they can just pay them to make it their problem instead. That still doesn't explain how Klarna lets you shop at stores that they aren't partnered with, but for now I'll concede. I'm sure there's a valid reason that I'm just not seeing. Alright, enough about all that boring business stuff. Let's get back to doing what we do best on this channel, talking shit about YouTube videos.
Okay, transparency here. Today's episode is brought to you by Klarna.
Yeah, that's right. I'll roast Trixie and Katya. I'm not afraid of no stans.
We're not telling you to go buy one product whether or not it's right for you. No. We're telling you to buy things you'd already buy in a way that's easier for you.
So if you had trouble understanding that, like I did, she says, we're not telling you to go out and buy something. We're telling you to buy stuff you are already gonna buy in a way that's easier for you. Can someone explain to me how Klarna is easier? It's like instead of just going to Amazon and putting in your payment info and buying something, you now have to download the Klarna app, put in all your payment info there, then create a ghost card and generate fake payment info, then go to Amazon, then type in all the fake info, and then buy something.
Thank you. If there's a way I can shop without going to 10 different stores with different transactions.
But wait, you do have to go to different stores and do different transactions. Let's once again consult the FAQ on the very app in question. Once you reach the payment method, select the credit card option and use the ghost card exactly like you would use any other card. Enter the card number, expiration date, and CVV. Okay, so you still have to go to the website and enter all the payment information. This card can only be used once. If you want to make another purchase, just create a new card and keep on shopping. So this is definitely way less convenient than just going to a website and entering your credit card information, because you could just copy and paste that over to another website. In Google Chrome, and I'm sure other browsers do this too, but you can like save your payment information. So when you go to a checkout on a website, you can click a button and fill it all out automatically. But you can't do that with Klarna because every transaction requires a new ghost card with new information. Which is like, also why can't they automatically fill that out if they just generated the information? How is that streamlined?
And having to worry about spending a whole bunch of money at once.
Did I mention that I was poor? You don't have to break the bank with that large payment. You can slice it up into 4 easy payments with 0% interest.
There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, whether you pay the full price up front or you split it into 4 payments, you still pay the same total, right? That should be obvious, right? So why do they keep saying you won't break the bank? Oh, with Klarna, you don't break the bank. Yes, you do. because you still pay the same amount of money. If you can't afford $40 once, you can't afford $10 4 times. Because it's still $40. Duh. It's the same strategy as those TV commercials that are like, oh, this piece of shit can be yours for only 4 easy payments of $19.99. And you see it and you think, $19.99? That's easy. And only 4 easy payments? No problem. And then suddenly, without thinking about it, you've spent $80 on a piece of shit. The whole strategy behind this is trying to get people to buy things that they don't need and can't afford, while making them think that it's a smart decision. They try to coax you into it by saying, oh, well, once you get your paycheck, then you will be able to afford it.
Let's say if I have like a paycheck coming in next week, but I need these shoes right now for a fun event I'm going to, I can buy now and pay for it later. Isn't it amazing?
Do you really want to get your next paycheck knowing that some of it is already spent? I mean, look, I have enough bills to pay already, okay? I don't need to add Klarna to the list. Now, at this point, you may be wondering, well, why would they want you to buy things that you can't afford? I mean, obviously, they would want you to give them their money back, right? And it's like my favorite drag queen, Raven, said, they don't charge any late fees.
No interest, no fees, no late charges, no nothing.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Let's once again consult the fine print. Yeah, that's right. I'm actually reading the terms and conditions. That's how you know shit's getting real. Let's read the section for late payment. If we are unable to charge your selected payment method for the amount due on your due date, we will provide you a courtesy 2-day snooze period. Okay, that's generous of them. If you choose to extend a due date, you will be charged a non-refundable $5 snooze fee. There it is. Well, put it up on the fee counter.
No fees, no late charges.
Let's not forget that Klarna charges in 4 installments, which means after the initial payment, there are 3 opportunities to garner separate late fees. And it's much more common than you'd think. According to this Reddit post by user Bob the Drag King, in Australia, where similar services have made success, regulators found that 1 in 6 had either become overdrawn, delayed bill payments, or borrowed additional money. 1 in 6. That's a fucking lot. Now, I don't have a source for these numbers, or really any way to know if they're accurate or not, but it's so really crazy to think about, especially considering last year, Klarna reported having 60 million registered users, so 10 million with overdrawn accounts. That's 50 million minimum in late fees alone. So again, these numbers, not real, no sources, but as an estimate, pretty crazy. So if you miss your payments to Klarna, your account will be put into a state called default. According to the terms and conditions, if you are in default, Klarna may A, charge the outstanding balance on your pay later and 4 installments purchase immediately using any card we have on file for you. So if you can't afford to pay a fourth of what you owe them, they'll slap an extra $5 on top of it and then charge you for everything at once. And they'll just put it on whatever card you gave them access to. This definitely makes it sound like they have the authority to overdraw on your bank account. So if they do that, then whew, that's a whole whirlwind of other problems for you. B, they can employ a debt collection agency to receive payment, and you will have to pay all reasonable costs, including attorney fees, incurred by Klarna and or the debt collection agency. So not only are they gonna hire some goons to come get their money from you, but they're gonna make you pay for it, on top of the money that you already owe them. I don't know, this is starting to sound pretty intense, you know? Like, is it really worth it? All this for that ugly tote from LL Bean? And C, they can report default information to credit bureaus. Yep, they'll report your information to credit bureaus and tank your credit score because fuck you. Yeah, that's what happens when you cross the Klarna boys. Motherfucker. Now, to be completely honest, Klarna doing all these things like charging late fees and employing debt collection agencies, it's all totally fair. I mean, if you owe a company money and you're not giving it to them, then yeah, they're well within their rights to try to get it back. The problem is that they advertise themselves as if they don't do any of this, and they can legally get away with it because they know to use the proper wording to where they never technically lie about anything, but they're shady. They know exactly what they're doing, and it's scummy and it's shady and it's shitty, especially because Klarna's partnership with WoW Presents and all these queens on Drag Race is, make no mistake, targeted advertising. They know that the main audience that WoW reaches is the LGBT community, and a large portion of their viewers are under, say, 25. This is a unique demographic because queer people are typically not wealthy, especially between 18 to 25. But at the same time, we're a group where materialism and vanity and celebrity worship are kind of put up higher on a pedestal more so than other subcultures. So what you get is an audience of young people who are more likely than others to spend their entire paycheck on things like clothing and beauty products, and especially online. And you can target this group of already vulnerable people and make them the false promise of, oh, you can't afford something that you really, really want? That's okay, download this app, and suddenly you can afford it. And if you get their favorite queer celebrities to promote it to them, then it creates this false sense of security where it's like, oh, well, people say it's bad, but it can't be bad if Katya swears by it. And listen, I'll admit that this is a little bit dramatized, and realistically, most people don't fall for it. For most of us, when we see ads, we just get annoyed by it or we ignore it. But the small amount of people who do go for it, those who haven't had a chance to learn about financial responsibility yet because they're young, those people, those young, impressionable, queer, WoW Presents viewers, fans of these Drag Race queens, they are the ones that are susceptible to falling into these debt traps by the recommendation of their idols, and that's just disturbing to me. No, I am not at all the first person to think this whole thing was weird and irresponsible. In fact, like I said, I'm kind of late to this party. So that brings us to our final talking point, the backlash. Shout out to the Reddit Nancy Drews for posting these screenshots. All I have to do is go to Reddit and search Klarna and all my research is done for me. Hell yeah. Apparently queens have been disabling their comments underneath their Instagram posts about Klarna, I'm assuming because of the backlash. But weirdly, these same queens have not been shy about defending Klarna in their comments. You have to be 18 plus to use the app, and if you can't handle your money in the first place, this isn't meant to help you manage it any better. So you admit that if you can't handle your money, this app isn't good for you? I know that the point of the app itself isn't to help manage money, but isn't that like one of the implied promises? Like they tell you, oh, go ahead and go spend whatever you want, and then we'll manage the payment aspect. Those same people would still spend their rent money on drinks at the bar or something regardless. So again, you're admitting that this is being marketed to people who are financially irresponsible. I mean, I get what she's saying, and I do agree to an extent. It's like, at some point, you need to take responsibility for yourself and learn how to manage your money. But the thing is, Klarna's strategy is to take advantage of people who are not yet financially responsible. And then once they learn their lesson, it's too late. And now you're promoting this predatory service to your fans, and then turning around and mocking them for what? For buying alcohol? Come on. Another example of how not to do PR comes from Trinity the Tuck's Twitter. Y'all are some real trash if you're that upset at some drag queens endorsing an app for shopping. No, girly. That's not why people are upset, and you know it. No one's upset that you got a brand deal. They're upset that you sold out to a loan shark. Yet you're so okay with others endorsing alcohol, something that kills thousands every year. What? Yeah, I'm doing a terrible thing. But hey, other people are doing completely unrelated things too. So checkmate. If you really believe that this is an important topic that needs to be discussed, we can talk about it some other time, but it has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Don't try to change the subject when people have valid reasons for criticizing you. Fuck off, lick the dirtiest part of my plastic ass. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but doesn't sound like she got sponsored to say that part. I love that her next tweet is immediately, by the way, not that I'm even upset. Really? Because you sound pretty upset. I feel like after the first tweet, she remembered that sometimes WoW gets sponsored by alcohol brands and she didn't want to ruin a future opportunity. I wouldn't put it past her, considering that when the Klarna nonsense started, she tweeted this, warning young people about the dangers of credit card debt and irresponsible spending. Funny how as soon as Klarna cuts you a check too, all that goes out the window. Now are Trinity and Aquaria and the other queens in this campaign completely to blame? I don't know. I have heard that when you go on Drag Race, the contract you have to sign with WoW Presents is like very tight and extremely restricting on certain freedoms, so maybe they were all forced into this. I'd like to be able to place all the blame on the big evil companies and just believe that all the queens are, you know, wonderful and innocent, but as we have seen in the past, they are not always great at vetting their sponsorships. I will say that I am glad that the queens are all getting a good paycheck, you know, good for them for making their coin. I'm also impressed that such a huge company has the guts to do a lengthy ad campaign with queer entertainers. Like 10 years ago, this would have been unheard of. So props to them for that. I guess in some ways this is a good thing. However, nothing is immune to criticism, and especially not with Detective Danger on the case. Before I end this video, I just want to say a big thank you to Eastside Mike for sponsoring this video. He is a loan shark in my neighborhood. If you want to buy something you can't afford, check out Eastside Mike. He provides loans of up to $100,000 in cash only that you can pay back in 4 easy installments every other week. Either that or you can sell him one of your kids. He doesn't charge interest, no hidden fees, no late charges, and he definitely will not hunt you down and break your kneecaps if you can't pay him back. So head on down to a seedy spot underneath the Roosevelt Avenue Bridge in Flushing, Queens, and make sure you bring a duffel bag, but no gun. This is one rule. It's the most seamless shopping experience in America, and if you go bankrupt because of it, then it's your fault because sometimes you buy drinks at the bar. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more roasts and occasional detective work. And that's it.